Valorant is a multiplayer first-person ability-based shooter with 4 roles in which the characters fit in lenient guidelines, we'll say. Controllers, duelists, initiators, and the focus of this video, Sentinels. The role and the playstyle of Sentinel characters is heavily based in util and ability usage, with most of them being built around the idea of setting up for an indestructible, massive defense line that no one can break through. Until the enemy team goes to the opposite site, and you look like a fucking idiot grabbing all of your util and shit, so that way your entire team can be massacred while you look like a moron grabbing your Cypher cam really quickly. I'll be there in a minute, guys. Yeah, so maybe the fort isn't as strong as it sounds. Currently, there are 4 Sentinels in Valorant. Yes, this video will be dated eventually. These agents consist of women in STEM, Killjoy, Baguette Man, Chamber, Mommy Milkers, Sage, and the racist, Cypher. This video will cover all 4, as well as show off some of my immaculate gameplay. Starting with Killjoy. Now, KJ fits the exact definition to a T of Sentinel with her kit, and she is basically the poster child of that category. Her kit consists of Chicken, aka a turret that does limited damage but slows enemies down, an alarm bot that has the police on speed dial, but the police are your team and they're about as useful as the police in real life. And finally, she has oxytocin. Swarm grenades. That just look a little bit like pills, but should not be consumed under any circumstance. Now, KJ's specific play style consists of her defending a site, and that's about it. And that's a common theme you will see with all Sentinels, is that they honestly do fuck all on attack, and are usually using their util in post-plant. And that's about it. This makes most Sentinels the perfect quote-unquote plant bots, or plant the spike bots, if you will, but we'll talk more about that when we get to the Sage section. Finally, doing specific actions such as planting spike, getting kills, dying, and grabbing a miniature black hole, shoving it in your pocket and saying shut the fuck up, will work towards getting an Infinity Gauntlet, also known as an ultimate ability. Now that you've collected enough danger orbs or have done any of the actions that I previously said, KJ's ultimate creates a danger circle that can be destroyed by enemies. Now hold on, because yes, there is a payoff. If the danger circle stays up for long enough, the enemies inside of that danger circle get paralyzed, and you hunt them down like America hunts down women's rights. So your job is to lock shit down and create an unbreakable stronghold to defend women's rights using your Omnics. Shit, wrong game. Moving on to our next character, Chamber. Now, Chamber is probably the most unique Sentinel for the fact that he's basically a duelist with 2 tripwires. What? They got rid of one of his trips? Isn't that the only reason he's a Sentinel? Well, I guess he still relies on util. But unlike other agents, Chamber was given an actual very valuable ability, which is he can create guns out of thin air, which for you isn't that useful. But for that level 0 with no profile banner, he'll surely use them to put a bullet in between your fucking eyes. Think Urza Scarlet, but with a fucking Glock. Now, Chamber's first ability is a trip, as I was talking about earlier. But, unlike KJ's alarm bot, it doesn't call the police. Rather, this alarm bot has social anxiety, and when it sees the enemy, it instantly freaks out, gets an anxiety attack, and throws up all over them, creating a slow field that they can walk through, but it's probably not a good idea. Hell yeah. Chamber's next ability is that gun that I was talking about a little bit earlier that he pulls out of thin air. Specifically, the Glock, with the ability to look down and scope, similar to a sniper rifle or just a rifle in general. Chamber gets limited ammo for this gun, with his maximum ammunition being 8 bullets for a whole round, and each bullet needing to be bought separately. Batteries are not included. It's your standard one shot to the head, but since you have a limited amount of ammo, you kind of gotta hit those shots. And otherwise, the gun is just gonna be there for cosmetic purposes. Oh, fuck. It's there for cosmetic purposes most times with me. But I guess it's cool if you can't afford the $30+ skins. You got a free Glock skin that you can take around with you and never use. Chamber's free ability, and the main reason why his pick rate is so goddamn high, is the 2 Xbox Series X256 Gold Editions that he carries around with him everywhere he fucking goes. And when he places them down in close enough proximity to himself and each other, he then gains the ability to teleport them, making every Raze main lose their shit since they have spent 12 rounds gathering up all the ult orbs just to finally be able to blow someone up, and you pulled out a credit card and can defy space. The final part of Chambers' kit is his ultimate, that I don't actually know the name of, but it's a fucking sniper. Yet again, he takes advantage of the pulling guns out of his ass ability, and when he gets his ultimate, he gets a sniper that has a bullet for everyone. It even has multiple names written on it. This sniper is, of course, a one-shot kill on any part of the body, and you'll end up missing most of your clip trying to hit a jet because you're brain dead. But that level 0 chamber I talked about earlier, don't worry. He'll solo your whole team and then get behind you and knife you, and then you'll look like the fucking moron. Basically, Chamber is the most non-sentinel that, although still relies on using util, that util is only useful if you have the mechanical skill to hit your shots. And, let's be honest, no one who plays sentinels has mechanical skill or the ability to hit shots. That's why you play him. So, let's just act like he doesn't exist. Moving on now to our second final sentinel, our mommy milker, the fan favorite, Sage. Sage is your standard quote-unquote support character that has the ability to heal yourself or your teammates, resulting in a 30-second cooldown, which also results in your Reyna or Jett screaming at you to run to the other side of the map where they are because they either took 5 damage or they've fallen from a high place. All in the meantime, you're getting pushed by the entire 5 enemy team, and you see that level 0 chamber. Your head in between his crosshair, and guess who's behind him? The enemy Sage, with her heal out ready to heal any of the damage that you've done whilst he takes your fucking eyes out. But Sage isn't just a heal bot. She, like other sentinels, has the ability to create space or prevent the enemy team from making space with her util. This is seen in her first ability, the Wall. This is an ice wall that consists of 5 pillars of ice, creating a block-off areas, and is basically a massive fuck you to every character with entry abilities. That is until they all collectively gun down your wall and run you down, like the wildebeest did Mufasa, you know, in that underground movie no one's seen. There is indeed 2 mid. Raise it for 104. Her next ability are anal beams. Push it! Sorry. I mean, they're slow orbs. When they hit the ground, they create a field of ice that slows enemies down. Now, I'm personally waiting for the update that when you hit an enemy directly with it, they get stunned, similar to when I used to throw icy snowballs at kids on the playground. Sage's final ability, her ultimate, allows you to make the entire enemy team grunt simultaneously, since you get to bring back a player from the dead. aka, you find your team's top frag, you bring back the 30-4 Reyna to come back and ace their entire team. Or, my personal favorite use of it, is you bring back someone in a not so good spot, we'll say. So that way the entire enemy team instantly draws all their attention to that person to kill them, while you sneak up behind them or find better positioning to then, vice versa, kill all of them and take all the glory for being an asshole and baiting the shit out of your sky. For our final sentinel, we have the sussy sentinel himself, Cypher, who's all about gathering information. Or, and then we do this. Looking dumb as hell as you have to grab all your util because they're not pushing your site. Sound familiar? No, KJ, we're not talking about you again. Cypher's first ability is similar to Chambers, but rather than having performance anxiety, Cypher's trips will remain invisible until the enemy gets close. But if you're lucky, or at low elo like me, the enemy team won't be paying attention and will just walk right through your trip, and then proceed to get slowed, slingshot backwards, and then concussed if they don't destroy the wire in time. This gives you the perfect opening to get a kill to really open up the game for your team. Until you turn the corner and the entire enemy team is eyeing you down, and it's you giving up the free kill.
One enemy remaining.
He was there?
Spike down A. Last player standing.
His next ability is unique to Cypher when it comes to Sentinels, where he can throw a temporary smoke on the ground and activate it at a secondary time. This allows you to both break off line of sight, as well as if the enemy walks into the smoke while it's active, it creates a lashing noise whilst they're inside of it, in which you then point your gun at it and unload your entire clip and still don't get the kill. Get better. Or you can just use it to break line of sight and relocate, or prevent the team from pushing in on you. It's really up to you. It's versatile. Cypher's free ability is a camera that you set up on site in order to spy on the enemy as they're pushing in. But they don't have tape to put over the lens like you do with your computer late at night. Rather, they have to shoot the camera and destroy it, placing it on a cooldown. And if they don't, depending on where you set it up, you'll be able to have constant surveillance of them and the site in which they are planting, as well as have the ability to shoot at them, as they are playing a cute little minigame. But the shot doesn't do damage. Rather, it reveals their location to your team until they take the tracker off themselves. And if they don't end up going to your site, then you can just admire the view at all times from your camera, I guess.
Where is everyone hiding?
Cypher's ultimate is one of the easiest to get in the game, but that is also because it doesn't have massive impact like a lot of other ultimates do.
Thank you.
Cypher does the equivalent of the hold my rings, as he takes off his hat and reveals
It feels
the
like there's
aura
some personal beef
slash
going on here.
sees the enemy through walls using some sort of fucking X-ray
Well,
technology.
let's talk about
I don't know. Basic rundown of Cypher. It's every other Sentinel. Set up, do this, do that. If you couldn't tell, there's a lot of setting up Sentinels. And with that being said,
Enemy remaining.
I think that's it. Yeah, I've made fun of enough of you by now. And if you're interested in this style of content, it's a little bit new to this channel. I've been dabbling, but I will be making more of these. The next one being Controller. So, get excited for that. And yes, I'm aware this video will get dated, but every single character is going to get their own video at some point. So, if I missed out on anything, go comment it or something, and I'll do it in the official video. Like, you know, you can breastfeed off Sage for heals if your heal is on cooldown. I don't know. I'm sure someone's got some sort of brain rot thing in the comments below. So, for all the gays, theys, and she's out there, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're not one of those, I guess you can also like and subscribe. This has been Enigmabizarre, and goodbye!